The task has been sitting on your list for 9 days. You had time, hours of it. You didn't put the task off because you ran out of time. You put the task off because looking at the task felt bad and stopping felt better. Procrastination isn't a scheduling failure. Procrastination is an escape from a feeling, and the escape works instantly. You already know this is true, even if you've never said the words out loud. Think about the last thing you avoided. You weren't confused about when to do the thing. You knew when. You sat down at the right hour, opened the right file, and then your chest went tight and your hand reached for your phone. Nothing about your calendar changed in that moment. Something about how you felt did. And you've tried to fix the wrong half of the problem for years. You bought the planner, you downloaded the app with the little checkboxes, maybe you time-blocked an entire week one Sunday feeling great about it. By Wednesday, the blocks were empty, and you were the same person in the same chair. The planner wasn't the problem. The planner was answering a question you weren't actually asking. A planner tells you when. Your problem was never when. Diane Tice ran an experiment that makes this hard to argue with. She got people to believe their bad mood was locked in place, that nothing they did in the next stretch of time could change how they felt. Then she gave them something dull to do, and she watched what they did with it. The people who believed the feeling wasn't going anywhere stopped putting things off. Take away the point of escaping, and the escaping stops. So here's what's actually happening in the moment you stall. You sit down. Before you think a single sentence, the task hands you a feeling. Dread, maybe, or boredom. Or the small sixth sense that you're about to do this badly and someone will notice. The feeling arrives first, before any decision, before any excuse. Your brain treats that discomfort as a problem that needs solving right now. And turning away solves the problem completely in about 1 second. Nothing else in your life works that fast. Cold water on a burn isn't that fast. There's a name for what you just did. Mood repair. Doing something small that makes you feel better immediately. Your brain isn't broken, and your brain isn't lazy. Your brain is doing the exact job it was built for. End the bad feeling now, using whatever's closest. Think about a hot pan on the stove. You reach for the handle, and your hand snaps back before you've decided anything. So you tell yourself you'll move the pan in a minute. Now try to fix that with a schedule. Set an alarm for 6:15. Write "move pan" in the planner. Stick a note on the fridge. 6:15 arrives, you reach out, and your hand snaps back again because the pan is still hot. The alarm was never the missing piece. The heat was. Your to-do list is full of hot handles. And you've been out shopping for better alarms. Watch the same thing happen somewhere else. The person 2 desks over has an email to send. 1 email. 90 seconds of typing. The email sits in her drafts for 4 days. She isn't badly organized. She's dreading the reply. Every time she opens the draft, she feels the dread, closes the tab, and feels better. 4 days, 4 small doses of relief, 1 email still unsent. Say it in 1 line and keep the line. You're not avoiding the task, you're avoiding how the task makes you feel. Here's where the whole arrangement gets expensive. The relief you get is completely real, but the bill goes to a version of you who isn't in the room yet. Tomorrow you pays, and tomorrow you doesn't feel real enough to argue back. Worse, the job gets heavier every single time you run from it. Monday's version was only boring. By Friday, the same job is boring and shameful and urgent all at once. You didn't just fail to do the work, you made the work harder to walk up to. Now, one honest limit, because this reframe isn't a free pass. Sometimes you really are out of hours. If your week genuinely holds 50 hours of work, no amount of feeling work fixes that, and a calendar is exactly the right tool for the job. Feelings explain why you flinch away from a task. Feelings don't explain a schedule that was never survivable. And if the flatness never lifts, if nothing has felt startable for weeks, and the weight is bleeding into everything else, that deserves a real conversation with a doctor or a therapist. You deserve better help than a video for that one. So what do you actually do tonight with the thing you've been circling all week? Don't schedule the thing. You've done that. Instead, sit with the thing for 10 seconds and name the feeling, out loud if you can manage it. Not, "I don't feel like it," which is far too vague to work with. Which feeling exactly? Bored. Scared it'll come out bad. Resentful that the job is yours. Lost, because you can't see the first step. Naming the feeling does something strange and useful. The feeling stops being a wall and turns into a thing with edges. Then make your first move smaller than the feeling. Not write the report. Open the document and type the title, not call them back. Find the number. You're not trying to finish anything tonight. Touching the task without flinching is the entire goal. And when you catch yourself having avoided something, go easy on yourself. Guilt makes the handle hotter. Someone who forgives themselves for yesterday's delay finds today's version easier to pick up. Being harsh with yourself feels like accountability. Being harsh with yourself is just turning up the heat. So none of your delay was ever really about hours. A feeling showed up, escape ended the feeling in about 1 second, and the bill got quietly forwarded to tomorrow. Every planner you ever bought was answering when. Your question was always, how does this feel? Which means you're not lazy, and nothing about you is broken. You've got an ordinary brain running a very fast, very old program for ending discomfort. The program is working perfectly. The program just isn't pointed at anything you actually want. And a program can be interrupted once you can see it running. So drop it in the comments. What's the feeling? Name the exact one that shows up when you look at the thing you've been avoiding. Then read a few of the others while you're down there. Seeing your own feeling in someone else's words does something no productivity app has ever done for you. And if you want the next piece, the one about why a task gets heavier the longer you leave it alone, that video is waiting for you. That task that's been on your list for 9 days. Go and look at it, not to do it, just to find out what it hands you. 9 days ago, it started as one feeling you didn't want to have. Tonight, you can stand in front of the pan and finally notice the heat.